Welcome to yoga. Let's begin in extended child's pose. So take your time as you settle in. Find your breath and release what no longer serves you so that you may begin this practice anew with an open mind and an open heart. Let's begin this practice with a quote from Nelson Mandela. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. This is your time. Slowly rise, finding a tabletop position on your hands and knees. And make your right hand into a fist so your fingers wrap around your thumb. Then place the top of your right hand down on your mat with a bent arm and work on keeping your fist as much as you can while you straighten out your right arm. This will introduce a very big stretch in your right wrist and in your right forearm. You're welcome to slowly pulse in and out or just work on straightening out your arm. Your arm likely will not be straight though. For 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Release your right hand, shake it off if that feels good, then place it down on your mat. Take your left hand into a fist, wrapping your fingers around your thumb. Then place the top of your left hand down on your mat with a bent arm. Keep your fist as much as you can, so keep your fingers curling in and work on straightening out your left arm. Knowing that you can slowly kind of pulse in and out. You can just work on making it straight as you focus on the stretch in your left wrist and left forearm. 3, 2, 1. Release and shake it out. Then come back to your yogi hands, strong tabletop for 3 cat-cow spinal waves. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine. Take 2 more on your own with your breath. And then meet me back in your tabletop and pivot your right shin to 45 degrees so your right toes are off the side of your mat. Then lift your left arm up to the ceiling as you step your left foot back, coming into somewhat of a side plank. This is actually a side gate pose with almost all of your weight in your right knee. Now from here, roll your left wrist out. Then stretch your left arm overhead as you lengthen your body from your left heel through your left fingers. Then place your left hand back down on the mat and bring your left knee to your nose. Curl your right toes under onto the mat and lift up to a 3-leg down dog. Beautiful. Just stretch through your left foot, roll out your left ankle in this 3-leg down dog. And then step your left foot through into a low lunge and take your time. Take any movement that your body is calling out for here. Coming forward into a low lunge, sinking into your hips or straightening out your left leg. Then step your left leg back, come back to your tabletop. For 1 cow pose, inhale. Cat back, exhale. Come back to tabletop and pivot your left shin 45 degrees. Reach your right arm high, extend your right leg long. Side gate pose and roll out your right wrist. Then stretch and lengthen from your right heel through your right fingertips. Now lower your right hand down and bring your right knee to your nose, curl your back toes under, then lift up into your 3-leg down dog. And take any movement you do on the other side, if it was rolling out your ankle or just stretching back into your 3-leg down dog. And now step it through to a low lunge. And take your time as you settle in, rocking forward into a deeper low lunge, or shifting your hips back to straighten out your right leg. And from here, make your way to downward facing dog and find your breath. Feel your body. Make your way to a forward fold at the top of your mat. And from this forward fold, separate your feet about hip distance. Find ragdoll arms. And we'll do 3 sunflowers to the right. So first, exhale everything from your lungs. Then as you inhale, rise up on your right side. Exhale, lower down your left side. 2 more times. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now switch sides. Inhale, come up your left side. Exhale, come down your right. 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last time, up. And down. Release your arms. And toe heel your feet together to touch. Deeply bend your knees, tuck your chin, pull your navel in, and slowly unroll all the way up to standing. Meet me in Samastitihi, standing tall, with your hands together at heart center. Close your eyes and find your breath in and out through your nose. What if I told you that inside yourself lies the truest, most perfect version of you? A line from one of my favorite books called The Art of Possibility says that Michelangelo is often quoted as having said that inside every block of stone or marble dwells a beautiful statue. One need only to remove the excess material to reveal the work of art within. So instead of trying to change or build, let's use this next flow to chip away at the stone and get rid of whatever's in the way so that you may shine. This is your time. Blink your eyes open. Reach your arms overhead into mountain pose. Then grab onto your left wrist and dive to the right for a side body stretch, stretching from your left heel through your left hand. Come back to center and switch your grip, dive to the left. Stretching from your right heel through your right hand. Come back to center, mountain pose, inhale. Mini back bend as you exhale. Bend your elbows open, lift up through your heart, and as you inhale, find mountain pose. Chair plane as you exhale, sit back into your hips. Arms reaching back with your palms facing down, roll your shoulders open. Set your gaze. Deepen your breath. And shift your weight into your right foot, lifting your left heel off the floor. Next, in one smooth motion, lift up into one leg mountain pose with your left knee lifting. And if you're feeling strong, try straightening out your left leg. Big breath in. As you breathe out, step your left foot back into a low lunge. Then reach your right hand high for a dragonfly. Keep your left hand firmly planted down into the mat as you stretch up through your right fingertips. For your transition to a wild thing, With your weight in your left hand, step your right foot back as if you were going to a side plank, then step it back further and catch behind your left leg. Lift up through your hips, open through your heart, and reach your right arm towards the front of your space, opening up through your body. Big breath in. As you breathe out, transition to a high plank and hold for 1 inhale. Chaturanga as you exhale, elbows graze your ribs. Upward facing dog on your breath in, open through your heart, roll your shoulders open, then downward facing dog as you breathe out, send it back. Next inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch top of your mat for halfway lift. Breathe in and forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, come all the way up, grab your left wrist at the top, and as you exhale, dive to the right. Inhale back to center, switch your grip. As you exhale, dive to the left. Inhale back to center, mini back bend as you exhale. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, chair plane. Sit down nice and low, shift your weight into your left foot, hold and breathe here, lifting your right heel up off the ground. When you're ready, smooth and controlled, rise up, one leg mountain pose, right knee lifting. Find your balance. And with just as much control, step your right foot back into your low lunge. Firmly plant your right hand down onto your mat. Reach your left hand high for your dragonfly. And from here, transition to your wild thing. Step your left foot back and behind, catch yourself and open up. Wild thing has that right leg nice and straight as you lift up through your hips, stretch through your left arm. Then slowly transition back to your high plank and hold for 1 inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Vinyasa through to your downward facing dog. In this down dog, hold and breathe to find your breath so that we may flow 1 breath, 1 movement, chipping away the excess stone. So from your downward facing dog, inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch at the top of your mat for halfway lift. Breath in, forward fold, breathe out. Inhale, rise, mountain pose, and grab your left wrist at the top as you exhale, dive to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, dive to the left. Inhale to center for a mini back bend as you exhale. Inhale to mountain. Exhale, chair plane. Shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left heel up as you inhale, rise up, 1 leg mountain pose, left knee lifting. Then exhale, hands to the mat, step your left foot back into your low lunge. Dragonfly, breath in. Then step it back as you breathe out for your wild thing. Inhale as you open up into your wild thing. Then exhale, transition to your high plank and hold for 1 breath in. Chaturanga as you breathe out. Upward facing dog. Send it back to downward facing dog. And right away, inhale, look up. Exhale, step your feet to touch top of the mat for halfway lift. And forward fold. Inhale to mountain. Grab your left wrist, exhale, dive to the right. Back to center, switch your grip, dive to the left. Inhale, mountain to mini back bend. Mountain pose to chair plane. Shift your weight into your left foot, right heel lifts. Inhale, 1 leg mountain pose, right knee lifting. As you exhale, step it back into your low lunge. Setting up your dragonfly. Inhale as your left arm reaches high. Exhale as you step your left foot back into your wild thing. Hold for 1 inhale. Exhale, transition to high plank and hold as you breathe in. Chaturanga as you breathe out. Upward facing dog. Send it back to downward facing dog. For 1 big breath in, big breath out. Then inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold, find chair pose, hold, and breathe. Turn on your Ujjayi pranayama, the slight constriction in the back of your throat that allows you to hear your breath and pace your breath and light the fire within. And with this breath control, or just a normal breath in and out through your nose is fine too, airplane your arms and shift your weight into your right foot with your left heel lifting. Then rise up into a one-leg mountain pose with your left knee lifting and twist to your left. Place your right hand to your left knee and reach your left arm back. Set your gaze where you want your twist to go for 3, 2, 1. Come back to your one-leg mountain pose, steady. Then step your left foot back into a low lunge. Use your hands down on the mat to support you. Lower your back knee down and rise up into a crescent moon. Arms reaching up, shoulders relaxed, left hip opening, right leg is strong. Add a mini back bend by bending your elbows open, lift up through your heart, lift up through your gaze. Big breath in, big breath out. Come back to your crescent moon, arms reach up. Then Hanumanasana prep. Plant your hands down on your mat, shift your hips back, and instead of flexing your right toes back, because we're kind of short on space, I recommend pointing your toes as if you're trying to get your right toe to touch the mat. That will increase the opening, the sensation on the front of your right ankle. Then next is a dragonfly. Walk your hands forward, plant your left hand down, reach your right arm high as you lift your back knee up and stretch from your heel through the crown of your head, from your left hand through your right. Now listen. From your dragonfly, transition to skandasana. Lower your right hand down, turn your body to the left, and walk your hands all the way to the back of your mat with a deep bend in your left knee. Straighten out your right leg and lower down into a half side lunge, if that works for you, or come all the way down, hips to heel, for your full skandasana. Lots of options and modifications in this pose, so find the skandasana that serves you. But keep your heart lifting, chest open. And from here, let's go into a wide leg forward fold. So walk your hands out in front of you, straighten out both legs, and take an inhale to find a halfway lift in this wide leg fold, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, fold even deeper, come all the way down. And for a star pose, inhale to rise, reach your arms up and pivot so your heels point in, toes point out. And shine like the star you are. Next is warrior 2. Pivot your right toes towards the front of your mat, deep bend in your right knee as your arms reach front and back. For reverse warrior, keep your legs as they are, reach your right arm high, and option to add a half bind. Wrap your left arm around behind you. You can place your hand on your thigh, you can grab onto clothes, or even just place the back of your hand on the back of your hip. If you're using the half bind, keep it through the rest of the flow. For extended side angle, lower your right forearm to your right knee, or you can slide your forearm down inside of your shin, placing your fingertips down on your mat. But use that half bind to keep your shoulder rolling open, so you're not caving down, you're lifting up and leaning back. Next is reverse triangle. Straighten out your right leg, reach your right arm high, keep your half bind. Then set up for your triangle pose. Hinge at your hips to lower your right arm down, using that half bind to keep you rolling open. Should feel pretty good, even a little bit new. Then use the strength of your core to rise up. Reverse warrior, release your half bind. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat into a low lunge. And listen, step your right foot back into a wild thing. Take a big inhale. Exhale, transition to a high plank and hold for one breath in. Option to keep your right leg lifting. Chaturanga as you breathe out. Upward facing dog. Send it back to downward facing dog. Well done. Let's do the other side. First, inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, feet to touch at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Then forward fold, breathe out. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms, hold and breathe as you shift your weight into your left foot, right heel lifting. Then when you're ready, rise into a one-leg mountain pose with your right knee lifted, and take your time as you twist open to the right. With your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Set your drishti past your right fingertips and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Come back to your one-leg mountain pose, breath in. Then as you breathe out, step your right foot back into your low lunge. Lower your back knee down and make your way to crescent moon. Then add your mini back bend. Sink into your hips as you lift up through your heart. Breathing just as deep as you would in any other pose. Next inhale, come back to crescent moon. Exhale, lower your hands down for your Hanumanasana prep. And again, I recommend pointing your left toes like you're trying to get your left big toe to touch your mat. Now walk your hands forward into your low lunge, and for a dragonfly, lift your left arm up. As your back knee lifts up, stretch your whole body. And remember, kind of a funky transition from here. Lower your left hand down, walk your hands to the right into the back of your mat for skandasana. Sink into your hips and find a similar variation of skandasana that you took on the other side. Wherever you are, keep your heart lifting, shoulders open. For a wide leg forward fold, straighten out both legs as you plant your hands off the side of your mat. Take an inhale to first lengthen your spine, halfway lift, then exhale to fold nice and deep into this pose. With your weight in your feet, your core strong, inhale to rise, find star pose. Then settle into warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. Next is reverse warrior, and if you did the half bind on the other side, wrap your right arm around behind you to hook onto your thigh, clothing, or just back of your hand to the back of your hip. And hold on to your half bind throughout the next part of the flow. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Lower your left arm down, half bind strong, rolling your shoulder open. And you can use that half bind and your left arm to help keep your left knee tracking open. Core is tight, holding you into position. And slowly rise into reverse triangle. Straighten out your left leg, reach up through your left fingertips. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle pose. Hinge at your hips, reaching your left arm forward until it can go no more, then lower your left arm down. Half bind keeps you rolling open. Find the depth that serves you. Find the breath that serves you. 3, 2, 1. Reverse warrior. Bend your left knee and reach your left arm high. Take a big inhale, release your half bind. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat as you set up your wild thing. Step your left foot back and behind. Catch yourself an open inhale. Exhale, transition to high plank and hold for one breath in. Remember, you can do that one leg high plank. As you breathe out, chaturanga or one leg chaturanga. Vinyasa through to your downward facing dog. And take a few deep breaths here to find your breath, your Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through your nose, calm and controlled. So we can repeat that sequence, one breath, one movement. From your downward facing dog, inhale, look up to your hands, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch top of your mat for a halfway lift. Then forward folds. Next is chair pose. Inhale. Then exhale to airplane your arms. Shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one leg mountain pose with your left knee lifting. Exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale, back to one leg mountain pose. Exhale to your low lunge. Step your left foot back. Lower your back knee down. Crescent moon, breath in. Mini back bend, breath out. Inhale, back to your crescent moon, arms reaching up. And as you exhale, hands down to the mat. Hanumanasana prep, shift your hips back. Then right away, inhale, walk your hands forward, dragonfly, reach your right arm high. Exhale, walk your hands through to the left side of your mat for skandasana. Inhale to a wide leg fold with a halfway lift, then exhale, fold. Star pose, inhale to rise. Exhale, warrior two, facing the front of your mat. For reverse warrior, inhale as you reach your right arm high, add your half bind. As you exhale, find extended side angle. Next is reverse triangle with your half bind. Then triangle pose. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat. Step your right foot back for a wild thing. Big breath in. Breath out to your high plank and hold. Inhale. Exhale, low plank. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. So on your next inhale, look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step to touch top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit back. Exhale, chair plane, weight in your left foot. As you inhale, one leg mountain pose, right knee lifting. Then exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, back to one leg mountain. Exhale to your low lunge. Step your right foot back for a crescent moon. Inhale as your arms reach up. Mini back bend. Inhale, back to crescent moon. Hanumanasana prep. Just a transition. As you inhale, come forward to your dragonfly, left arm high. As you exhale, skandasana on your right side. For a halfway lift in your wide leg fold, inhale. Then exhale to fold even deeper. Inhale, rise, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, facing the front of your mat. For reverse warrior, add your half bind. Then exhale to extended side angle. Reverse triangle, left leg straightens. Exhale to triangle pose. Reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Step your left foot back into your wild thing. Big breath in. Exhale to high plank and hold for one inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. This next sequence is meant to stoke the fire within. Feel that fire as you practice, the burning, churning energy of the sun, and use that strength and that heat to guide you. And from here, lower your forearms down to your mat for a dolphin dog. Continue breathing calm, smoothly, and deeply with your forearms parallel with each other like the number 11. Yogi hands strong through your fingers, but now the base is all the way through to your elbows. If it helps, walk your feet in a little bit closer. Keep your hips lifting up high. 3, 2, next is down dog. 1, come back to your downward facing dog. And inhale to reach your right leg high. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right elbow and hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose and hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, tap your right knee to your left elbow and hold, or come all the way through to a fallen triangle. 3, 2, 1. Inhale to reach your right leg high. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge and rise up into a one-leg mountain pose, left knee lifting. Settle into eagle pose, left leg over, left arm under. Compress everything together, deepen your breath. Then keep your eagle arms as they are, slowly unravel your legs and drive your left heel back for an eagle-armed airplane. And use strength to keep your hips square, but your back leg is lifting. For Shiva squats, inhale here. Exhale, bend both knees, tapping your left knee behind your right. Inhale to straighten your legs. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend both knees. One more time, inhale to straighten. Exhale, Shiva squat. Now this time, straighten, unravel your arms, finding your full expression of airplane or warrior 3 arms for 3, 2, 1. Step your left foot back, find skandasana at the back of your mat, straightening out your right leg. Play with the version of skandasana that serves you. For an added challenge, for some binding practice, place your left hand down and reach your right arm high, twisting open through your chest. Add a half bind by wrapping your right arm around behind you and hold, or add the full bind by wrapping your left arm around your shin, knuckles coming to your hips so that maybe your hands can touch. You can clasp fingers, wrists, or just work your hands towards each other. Wherever you are, shoulders roll open, and this bind will have you twisting open to the right. 3, 2, 1. Release your bind. Walk your hands forward into a low lunge at the top of your mat and rise up to a one-leg mountain pose, left knee lifting. Set up a tree pose. The sole of your left foot on your left calf or inner thigh. And bring your hands together at heart center. Find your drishti. Calm your breath. Feel yourself firmly root down through your right foot. You're welcome to stay here, or add a big toe hold, using the 2 peace fingers of your left hand to grab onto your left big toe. First, straighten your left heel out in front of you, and then open your left leg up to the side. Easier said than done, I get it. If you fall down, give yourself grace as you come back in. 3, 2, 1. Release. Find mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold for halfway lift. Then vinyasa, make your way through to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. For the left side, reach your left leg high, breath in. Exhale, tap left knee, left elbow, and hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose and hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, tap left knee, right elbow, and hold, or move into your fallen triangle for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your left leg high. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge, then rise up into a one-legged mountain pose, right knee lifting, and settle into your eagle pose. Right leg over, right arm under. Breathe and compress as you ground down into this pose. And keep your eagle arms as they are and slowly unravel your legs and drive your right heel back for an eagle-armed airplane. Steady your gaze. Find your strength. Inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, right knee behind your left. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, straighten, last time. Exhale, Shiva squat. You're doing great. This time, straighten and open up into your full airplane or warrior 3 if you did on the other side for 3, 2, 1. Step it back. Find skandasana at the back of your mat. Let your left leg straighten out. Now, if you did on the other side, work on that bind here on this side. First, plant your right hand down and reach your left arm high, twisting your upper body open to the left. Add the half bind by wrapping your left arm around behind you. Knuckles come to your hips. Then add the full bind by wrapping your right arm around your shin, bringing your right hand to your hips. Maybe your fingers touch. You can grab wrists, or your hands just reach towards each other. Roll both shoulders open. The full bind is twisting you further to the left. Wherever you are, you're here for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands forward to a low lunge at the front of your mat and then rise up into a one-leg mountain pose, right knee lifting, and set up your tree. Firmly root down through your left foot. Stand tall, the crown of your head. Breath is calm and steady in between. If you added the big toe hold on the other side, do so here, taking your 2-piece fingers of your right hand to grab onto your big toe. First, straighten your leg out in front of you, and then take your time as you open your right heel up towards the side. Three, 2, 1. Slowly release. Find mountain pose as you inhale, then forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift to lengthen your spine, then plant your hands, step your feet back, and make your way back to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Next is our peak sequence. Everything that you've done has built you up to this moment. You're here to shine. From downward facing dog, reach your right leg high, then bring knee to nose. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. For a crescent lunge, reach your arms up with your back knee lifting, drive back through your left heel. Then bring your hands together at heart center and inhale to lengthen your spine, lean forward. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Bring your thumbs closer to heart center as you breathe yourself deeper into your twist for 3, 2. Next is a skandasana. 1. Release. Walk your hands to the left side of your mat all the way to the back, finding your variation of skandasana, knowing that you can add your half bind or your full bind here. For 3, 2, 1. Release into a wide leg forward fold with a halfway lift first to lengthen your spine, then exhale to fold even deeper. And add on a chest expansion. Interlace your hands behind your lower back and press your knuckles up to the ceiling as you roll your shoulders open. Hold here or let gravity take hold of your arms as you let your head hang heavy, creating space through your chest and shoulders. And release your hands and inhale to rise up into star pose. Exhale, settle into warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. For reverse warrior, reach your right arm high and add your half bind. Wrap your left arm around behind you. Next is extended side angle. And play with adding a full bind. Wrap your right arm under your right leg to grab onto your left fingertips, or you can even dangle a towel from your left hand for your right hand to grab. And the binds are helping to keep your body open, not caving forward. You're welcome to stay here playing with your full bind, or you can lower down into a runner's lunge, or you can play with a bird of paradise. If you're doing bird, you'll step your back foot forward and ground down through your left foot as you slowly rise, keeping your bind with your right knee bent. When you come all the way up to standing, set your gaze and stay here, or work on straightening out your right leg. And remember, it's okay to fall. Just laugh it off and come back in slowly and with a smile on your face. And wherever you are, you're here for 3, 2, 1. Meet me in downward facing dog. Let's do the left side. Reach your left leg high, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. For crescent lunge, reach your arms up. Then bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to hinge forward, lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, twist to your left. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee. Work your thumbs closer to heart center with each deep breath. So there's a bit of a lifting in this pose through your left shoulder. For 3. Next is skandasana. 2. Slow and controlled. 1. Release your hands down. Walk your hands to the right side of your mat, then to the back, finding skandasana. With your left leg straight, and play with a similar variation of skandasana that you did on the other side. For a wide leg fold, straighten out your legs. First, find your halfway lift. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, fold really deep and just hang heavy. Next is star pose. Inhale to rise. And settle into warrior 2, facing the front of your mat. Take reverse warrior, left arm reaches high, add your half bind. Then find extended side angle and play with adding your full bind by wrapping your left arm under your left leg to grab onto your left fingertips, or maybe onto a towel that you're dangling for yourself. Then just take your time as you play with a similar pose or variation that you did on the other side. Whether it's just working on your full bind, or your runner's lunge, giving your arms a little bit of a break, or going into your full bird of paradise. And if you didn't know, this pose is named after the flower bird of paradise because of the shape that you resemble when you go into the full expression. So keep an eye out for that flower. We're here for a few more breaths. Take your time as you make your way out. And meet me in downward facing dog. From here, bend your right knee, placing your right knee to the center of the top of your mat between your wrists. Ankle open as if you were going into some variation of half pigeon, but now just drag your left knee forward behind your right and take a seat back on your left hip. Keep your right knee lifting up so your right foot is flat down on your mat, and if this is uncomfortable, you can straighten your left leg out in front of you. For a twist, plant your right hand behind you, using it as your second spine so you can stay lifting tall, and hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Place your left hand on your heart and twist your upper body to the right, twisting through your chin, even through your gaze, as you slow down your breath. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Quick counter twist to the left. And then come back to center for a full cow-facing pose. Tighten your legs, stacking your right knee on top of your left, ankles in towards your hips. And reach your right arm up and behind, left arm under and behind to clasp onto fingers. And keep your chin lifting up so you're not caving forward. Then gently release your arms. Walk your hands to the left side of your mat. Turn your body to the left and all the way to the back of your mat, unraveling your legs so you find yourself in a wide leg forward fold facing the back of your mat. Then squat down into a yogi squat. Heels in, toes out, hands at heart center. Lift up through your chest, chin parallel with the ground. Use your elbows to track your knees open. Use your strength to roll your shoulders open. Then gently release and walk your hands to the left some more. Turn your body to the left until your legs start to ravel into a cow-facing pose facing the front of your mat, but this time left knee is over right. And before we go into the full cow-facing pose, place your left foot flat on your mat so we can set up our twist. Plant your left hand behind you. Hook your right elbow outside of your left knee. Bring your hand to heart. Breathe and twist shoulders, chin, and gaze to the left. And release. Take a quick counter stretch to the right. And come back to center and set up your full cow face pose. Stack your left knee on top of your right, pulling your ankles in towards your hips. This time, left arm reaches up and behind, right arm reaches under and behind. Clasp onto fingers. Breath is deep as you relax the muscles in your face, shoulders, and hips. Then gently release. Unravel your arms. Unravel your legs and set up reverse tabletop with your hands planting behind you, feet flat on your mat. You can just roll open through your chest if that feels good, or lift up all the way with your hips up, knees pressing forward, opening through your chest. 3, 2, 1. Lower down into a full wind pose. Come all the way down, pull your knees into your chest, and send your breath into your lower back. And from here, begin to rock and roll the length of your spine, front and back, and make your way to downward facing dog however you'd like to get there. For half pigeon, bring your right knee to your right wrist, ankle to your left. Sink into your hips and find the variation of half pigeon that calls out to you today. Then slowly rise, plant your hands down, reach your right leg high into a 3-leg down dog, then bend your right knee open and hang out here or flip your dog. Making your way back to downward facing dog. This time set up half pigeon on the left side. Find a similar variation, similar depth that you took on your right side. And give yourself this moment to truly rest, to truly settle in and stop straining for a deeper stretch. Because it's in the rest that you cultivate the strength to shine again. Now rise up, coming into your three-legged down dog with your left knee lifting. Bend your left knee open, and if you did on the other side, take flip dog. Then make your way back to downward facing dog and notice how you feel. Walk your feet towards the front of your mat and separate your feet about hip distance for gorilla pose. One at a time, slide your palms underneath your feet and take the time to squish your hands, your wrists. Release the tension in the back of your neck. Then release your hands, shake it out, and come to lie down on your back, setting up for a bridge pose, with your feet flat on your mat, arms down by your sides. Tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling, and slowly lift your hips up as you press your knees forward. Hold and breathe. Three, two, one. Slowly lower your hips back down and just rest here for a moment, allowing your hips to settle in. We'll take a second set of bridge pose today, or you can take a full wheel if it's in your practice. So wherever you are, take your time as you set it up, and then take your time as you move into the pose that serves you. Three, two, one. Lower back down. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open for Supta Baddha Konasana with one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. With your eyes closed, imagine that you are breathing in a healing, cleansing light. And you're breathing out the dusty, dark shadows. Inhale the light. Exhale the dark. And with each breath, your body glows lighter and brighter. And continue with this visualization as you pull both knees into your chest. Hold on to your shins for full wind pose. And add on by extending your left leg straight down on your mat for a supine spinal twist. Pull your right knee across your body as you extend your right arm straight out from your side and breathe. Each breath in, inviting more loving, healing, cleansing light to your body. Each breath out, releasing the darkness, the shadows, and the excess stone to reveal the masterpiece within. Come back to center and switch legs. Extend your right leg long, pull your left knee in. Then take your time as you draw your left knee across your body and open up your left arm. Settle into your twist. The light that is within you is an abundant resource. It's like fire. And if you hold fire, give it to somebody else who doesn't have any, you won't have any less. The light that you shine is the same. So spread that light far and wide. Make your way back to center. Find full wind pose. Grabbing onto your shins, hold your knees to your chest. And feel free to take any other poses at this moment. Anything else that your body is calling out for. When you're ready, meet me in final Shavasana with your legs out long. Take up space. Close your eyes and relax into place. Imagine that your body was an empty vessel, like a bottle. And imagine a bright, luminous source of light pouring into the top of your head, flowing all the way down to collect at the soles of your feet. Feel that light, the warmth in your toes, through your heels, filling up to your ankles. Visualize as your feet become bright with light, and this light continues to fill you up through your shins and calves, past your knees to your thighs, filling up to your hips. Feel your legs warm with this loving, beautiful light. And feel that light continue to fill your body into your hips, swirling around into your back and abdomen, cleansing and healing the organs within. Visualize that light and the brightness coming up to your chest, swirling around your heart and lungs, bringing light to your ribs, all the way up to your shoulders. And then it spills down your arms to collect in your hands. Feel the warmth in your palms, your fingers, until your hands are fully filled with this light. Feel it move up through your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, filling your upper arms, all the way up to your shoulders. And feel that light filling more and more into your chest, shoulders, upper back, coming all the way up to your neck. Swirling around your neck and throat, to your jaw and mouth. And feel that bright, loving energy make its way past your ears, filling the back of your head, tingling on your scalp, coming past your nose as it slowly fills every area of your body, including your eyes, in your forehead and feel it finally fill that last space at the center of your forehead, your third eye. Your whole body is bright, flowing with this loving, beautiful light. A healing, cleansing light. Notice how you feel and what you feel as your body radiates in light. You're here to shine. This is your time. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you like. If you are ready to come out now, invite movement to your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, and make your way onto your side and press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands together at heart center. And we'll finish with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. To be a star, you must shine your own light. Follow your path and don't worry about the darkness, for that is when stars shine brightest. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.